जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय जय गोपी जनवल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजन जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवर यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदा यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन यमुना तीरा बनचारी यमुना तीरा बनचारी यमुना तीरा जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Narsingha Dev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Narsingha Dev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिजुकाचार्य स्तोत्र सुत श्री श्रीमद दिव्यांगरे सभचरणंद भक्तिवंत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. ऑल ग्लोरीज फॉर समर डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण. ऑल ग्लोरीज फॉर समर डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण. ऑल ग्लोरीज फॉर समर डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण. ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री गुरु एंड श्री गौरांगा. ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्रील प्रभुपाद. जय श्रील प्रभुपाद. निगमकल्पतरोर्घलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Hare Krishna. Today we are going to discuss Canto 3, Chapter 27, verse number 24, which is there on the board. The chapter is entitled Understanding Material Nature. Bhukta-bhogā parityaktā dṛṣṭa-doṣā ca nityaśaḥ dṛṣṭa-doṣā ca nityaśaḥ neśvarasyāśubhaṁ dhatte neśvarasyāśubhaṁ dhatte स्वे mahimni sthitasya ca स्वे mahimni sthitasya ca bhukta-bhogā parityaktā dṛṣṭa-doṣā ca nityaśaḥ neśvarasyāśubhaṁ dhatte स्वे mahimni sthitasya ca bhukta-bhogā parityaktā neśvarasyāśubhaṁ dhatte स्वे mahimni sthitasya ca bhukta-bhogā parityaktā dṛṣṭa-doṣā ca nityaśaḥ स्वे mahimni sthitasya ca Mataji bhukta-bhogā parityaktā dṛṣṭa-doṣā ca nityaśaḥ neśvarasyāśubhaṁ dhatte स्वे mahimni sthitasya ca Mataji bhukta-bhogā parityaktā dṛṣṭa-doṣā ca nityaśaḥ neśvarasyāśubhaṁ dhatte स्वे mahimni sthitasya ca bhukta-bhogā parityaktā dṛṣṭa-doṣā ca nityaśaḥ neśvarasyāśubhaṁ dhatte स्वे mahimni sthitasya ca. Word to word translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhayachanaranda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki bhukta enjoyed, bhoga enjoyment, parityaktā given up, dṛṣṭa discovered, doṣa faultiness, ca and nityaśaḥ always, na not, īśvarasya of the independent, aśubham harm, dhatte she inflicts, sve mahimni in his own glory, sthitasya situated, ca and. Translation. By discovering the faultiness of his desiring to lord it over material nature, and by therefore giving it up, and the living entity becomes independent and stands in his own glory. Purport. Because the living entity is not actually the enjoyer of the material resources, his attempt to lord it over material nature is an ultimate issue frustrated. As a result of frustration, he desires more power than the ordinary living entity and thus wants to merge into the existence of the supreme enjoyer. In this way, he develops a plan for greater enjoyment. When one is actually situated in devotional service, that is his independent position. Less intelligent men cannot understand the position of the eternal servant of the Lord because the word servant is used. They become confused. They cannot understand that this servitude is not the servitude of this material world. To be the servant of the Lord is the greatest position. If one can understand this and can thus revive one's original nature of eternal servitorship to the Lord, one stands fully independent. A living entity's independence is lost by material contact. In the spiritual field, he has full independence, and therefore there is no question of becoming dependent upon the three modes of material nature. This position is attained by a devotee, and therefore he gives up the tendency for material enjoyment after seeing its faultiness. The difference between a devotee and an impersonalist is that an impersonalist tries to become one with the Supreme so that he can enjoy without impediment, whereas a devotee gives up the entire mentality of enjoying and engages in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. That is his constitutional glorified position. At that time he is Īśvara, fully independent. The real Īśvara or Īśvara Parama, the Supreme Īśvara or Supreme Independent, is Krishna. The living entity is Ishvara only when engaged in the service of the Lord. In other words, transcendental pleasure derived from loving service to the Lord is actual independence. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayati girim yatkripatamahamande Shri Guru Devatanam Paramananda Madhav Shri Chaitanya Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swamitinam Nama Acharyapada Nitaya Kripadaya Neko Rakatadavada Nagaragandhani Katanjana Smrite Yasmin Dushkaram Sukaram Bhavet Vismrite Viparitam Syat Shri Chaitanyam Namamitam. Hari Om Tat Sat. By discovering the faultiness of his desiring to lord it over material nature and by therefore giving it up, the living entity becomes independent and stands in his own glory. So we are in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the conversation between Devahuti and Mother Devahuti and Kapila. The entire conversation is starting because Devahuti has asked a few questions. She has asked a question, please dispel my ignorance, my illusions. That was one of her requests. Second, she asked, explain bhakti. Then she asked, explain jnana and yoga. Bhakti was explained in chapter 25. In the previous chapter, which was called Fundamental Principles of Material Nature, Jiva, Prakriti, Interaction, Pradhana, Mahatattva, these are all explained. This chapter is entitled Understanding Material Nature. We have to understand, understanding material nature is for a purpose. Though there is, Kapila gives this knowledge so that we are able to understand who we are, what is the difference between the soul and the material nature, the relationship between Jiva and Mahatattva, Pradhana and Prakriti, and understand that we are not any of those things which is not connected to us. Ultimately, nothing is connected to us in this material world. And then he explains how to use this Sankhya in order to go back to Godhead. And this chapter speaks about Bhakti Mishra Jnana. That is what is the most of the topic. This is answer to the third question of explain yoga, the Devahuti is asked. So Lord has explained Jiva, which is in the conditioned state, attaining liberation by yoga, Ashtanga. He specifies about how hearing and having faith in him is also an important parameter for doing yoga. And Devahuti has asked a few more clarifications in this question, in this chapter. In this chapter she asks, how does the Jiva get liberated? We see it is eternally attached to Prakriti. How does it even get liberated? For that, Kapila gives a beautiful explanation in the previous verse. In the previous verses 21 and 22, he gives knowledge of what are the aspects and how one should do bhakti in order to get liberated. He speaks about tīvra bhakti. Tīvra is Tīvra, Prabhupada translates it as firmly fixed. Firmly fixed is how Prabhupada translates it, and also it is basically you have to be completely fixed, and also intense bhakti. Intense means that there is no second consideration. Intense. We have heard about this while we were growing up. I don't know, brahmacharis must not have heard about this, but at least when we were growing up, we have heard intense love stories. Intense love stories, that the lover and the beloved can't live if they don't find each other. There were a few examples. Romeo, Juliet, Heer, Ranja. They died because the other person was not available. A few of our friends were discussing that if Romeo and Juliet had survived and actually got married, probably they would have ended in the family court because they were intense. So intensity is that thing where you don't have any other focus but this. This is tīvra bhakti. Tīvra bhakti, Kapila says, it should be intense. Tīvraya bhakti chiram. Intense bhakti for long time. Many a times we start chanting, we get association of the devotees, get the taste for chanting, chant a little more, then we get inspiration for getting initiated, we get initiated, and then we go to the next day as though the Lord is waiting for us to hug Him. Because of initiation we feel that, that is it, we have done, we have achieved, and then we are going to get Krishna Prema. Slowly we are going to realize that, okay, what the Acharyas told, what the Gurus told, that initiation means just the beginning and not the end. Slowly, over the period of the entire life, slowly we realize, we are supposed to be intense. Okay, intense, tīvraya bhakti chiram, without desire for fruitive results, animitta nimittena, by executing prescribed duties, swadharmena. Nourishment by hearing about me, shruta sambhritaya, perfect knowledge and renunciation, jnanena vairagyena, austerity, yoga and self-absorption, tapoyuktena yogena atma samadhina. This is the method Kapila Muni is recommending for getting liberated from the attachment of Prakriti. This is possible. But the devotee is also asking a second question. What is it? What if these things come back? The fear of these things relapsing. Every addict, whatever the addiction might be, that could be addictions for sinful things, up to addiction for a few prasadam items which is not recommended for us. All things are addictions. Some people said that, one of my colleagues was joking, I don't get addicted to Disprin. I take two a day. I have not got addicted still. So people don't even know when they have got addicted to few things. So this tapo yuktena yogena atma samadhina, austerity, yoga and self-absorption, these are the key elements for us to do our bhakti. Kapila Muni is saying, and then fear of relapsing doesn't happen if we have achieved that stage where we have gone beyond material nature. Kapila Muni is promising. This is the verse today, which we is saying that if at all this section where Kapila Muni is explaining that if at all the devotee has gone beyond the material nature, then it is not possible for him to come back. But the problem is that we are tatastha. We are at the shore. When the water, the ocean, the cool ocean of the Lord's mercy starts touching us on the bank, the jiva starts believing that we have achieved what we are supposed to achieve and becomes complacent. Because of this complacency, we have this ability and inclination to go towards Prakriti. That is why we are tatastha. It is not that the method which Kapila Dev has recommended, our acharyas have given us, and our gurus have taught us, our senior godbrothers have shown by their activities. Is it not that it is not possible for us to be done, to do for us, but prematurely concluding that we have achieved what we are supposed to achieve is the biggest of the problems. The biggest of the problems. When we go in the path of bhakti, when it is recommended that austerity is required, we should look into our own life and see whether austerities are being done or are we living a life of big comforts. Austerity means tapas. Tapa means also heat, tapa. Okay, that is the root word is tapa. Tapas is to bear the heat. But many a times, of course, the temple has not put AC here, we don't have a choice. If at all there was a choice, fan is there. Do we even think about sitting for a Bhagavatam class without switching on the fan? Not in December, now. Do we even think about it? It is not an option in our mind. Not an option. The higher the facility the jiva gets, the more the jiva wants. Higher the facility the jiva gets, more the jiva wants. So the austerity part of it, the tapas part of it, which has been recommended, is not there in our lifestyle or in our mentality. The mentality is to get to the most comfortable position, whatever is possible. I see in lot of crowded Mumbai trains, there are 3 people sitting on a chair, on the seat. The 4th person comes. 4th person says, he just raises his eyebrow and just little move. And the 4th person who is there at the corner moves a little. He just leaves the triangle at the end. The triangle is left. Then he sits half. As soon as half he sits, then he calls one of his children and says, sit on my lap. As soon as the child comes, this person also feels sad and then he says, moves a little more. Then he goes further and then this person is completely sitting and 4 people are sitting on a chair which occupies 3. And then the child brings into the doll. The doll has to be stuffed between 2. Any person in any position, they try to get the maximum comfort possible. Maximum comfort possible. Even when you see, I have observed in myself and also in my friends, when we have a platter of prasadam, we like one item. Let us say we like paneer. Observe it. We finish all the shukta and other things first and then leave the paneer for the last, so that at the end we'll get that taste. What is this mentality? This mentality is the mentality for enjoyment. It is subtle. You say, "Arey yaar, prasadam hai. What is there? What if I eat paneer last?" It's nothing wrong. We should not be impersonalists. One of the impersonalists said, there is one story, when an impersonalist came to Draupadi, she got all many items, and then he mixed everything and ate. Draupadi was very sad and said, "What is this? You're mixing everything and eating." He gave her a conclusion saying that, what if I mix and eat? Still I've eaten whatever you have given me. But this is not the way in which we see in bhakti. We have differentiation of each and every item. However, back to the point is that we are always inclined towards some or the other kind of sense gratification at the level possible. One devotee, actually Radhesham Prabhu went and asked his senior devotee, why do these ISKCON devotees eat so much of sabji? Why do they eat so much in some festivals? So his senior devotee, I think it's Shamanand Prabhu, he said, see, devotees have actually controlled most of their senses. Only few things are allowed. So they're doing it. Now they're eating prasadam, then they will also realize that eating prasadam also to a certain degree is only accepted. So tapasya, which recommended by Kapila Muni, is there in all aspects of our life. This is what he recommends. And then coming to today's verse, So by discovering the faultiness of desiring to the Lord to lord it over material nature, by therefore giving it up, the living entity becomes independent and stands in its own glory. So that fear question which Devoti asked, what if it comes back? What if it comes back? Our attachment to material nature comes back. We should be sufficiently afraid of Maya, for sure. Sufficiently afraid of Maya. Many a times we, after having, not me, I can't speak about others, I'm speaking theory. In theory, when devotees become very, very pakka in their sadhana, some could imagine saying that they have achieved complete prabhutva over the senses. But as we all have experienced, at least I have experienced, the senses are not in control all the time. Sense gratification, if we analyze it in our own life, if some of us, of people who have been doing sinful activities in the past and got introduced to Krishna consciousness, have stopped that sin, think about the stages in which the devotees have crossed. Stages. At one point in time, the sinful activity was not even understood to be sinful activity. Whatever that sin we have done, we could just think about it, just reflect on it. It was not even understood it was sin. It was done without guilt or even with enjoyment. That was a stage. Then, after introduction to Krishna consciousness, probably we understood, oh, this is sinful activity, I should not do. But even then, there could be the part of the mind which says, why not? Why shouldn't it be done? I'm not convinced. And then we grossly stop doing sinful activities, but there is subtle aspect is always there. Subtle aspect is always there. For example, if gambling is a sinful activity which one person attached to, that gambling per se, to go to a casino or bet on a lottery, all these things will go away, but the inclination to gamble with time remains. We understand that we are not supposed to do anything other than Krishna conscious activity. Anything. Tivrena bhakti yogena is what is recommended. Tivrena means, if somebody says there are two things in life, one is material, one is spiritual, and I think that spiritual is more important, the answer is wrong. Spiritual activity is the only important activity. Material activities take care of themselves. Material activity takes care of themselves. So, if we are going in that direction of trying to control our senses, then there will be a stage where we understand that there is sinful activity. Oh, gambling is wrong. Then slowly the jiva stops that activity, but in stages. Even after practicing and having grossly left it, there could be hint, fragrances, like how it says vasana. Vasana is previous birth or previous activities, reminiscence which is living with us. Where there is movies, when we go into some public place and we hear a jingle. So sometimes when we have seen movies in the past, if you see movies in the past, you might not be seeing it now, but you cannot forget the movies in the past. You have grossly forgotten. But when that one particular tune comes up, I don't want to say any tune, I don't want to put movies in your mind today. But one particular tune comes up somewhere, and we are in the airport or some other place where we can't avoid but the sound going into, then this movie, na? In that hero, like that. Everything comes into place. Because it is there, dormant in our hearts. Dormant in our hearts is there. But Kapila Muni promises the result of this Tivra Bhakti, like the sticks which generate the fire, also gets consumed with the fire. That is the potency of Bhakti we are speaking about. That is the potency of not just normal Bhakti, that is Tivra Bhakti. Unless and until we get into the realm of Tivra Bhakti, this path of trying to follow devotional service through 4 regulative principles and these things, of course, is good, it should be done, but unless we go there, liberation is impossible. Liberation is impossible. Forget about going back home, back to Godhead. Right? Unless we are liberated from our sense gratification attitude, bhuktaram yagnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhrudam sarvabhutanam jnatva mam shantim ruchyati. First is shanti. How do we achieve shanti? Bhuktaram yagnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Who is he? Suhrudam sarvabhutanam. That Krishna, who is the well-wisher of everybody, he is the bhokta. He is the one who is the enjoyer. Of what? Sarva yajna tapasam. All our austerity, all our yajna, the results are supposed to be given to the Lord. Swanushthitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. It is only for the pleasure of the Lord that we do even our swadharma. If our swadharma is also done for the pleasure of the Lord and not for any kind of sense gratification, that is the path which we are supposed to tread. We all know this. We all know this. Nothing a ISKCON devotee does not know. Have you realized this? First few weeks or first few years, probably we get to know more and more details. Are aisa kya? Like this, I did not know. But after that, when the class starts or even when somebody starts speaking, I know. That bhoktara vyagnatapasam, no. I know the Lord is the enjoyer. I know. But to put it into practice is a lifetime endeavor. Put it into practice is a lifetime endeavor. It is not 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or a few years. An endeavor for the lifetime. If you see the comparison between an impersonalist, which Prabhupada brings in, the impersonalist or a person who is demoniac and a devotee, the comparison is the same austerity could be taken by demons and devotees. If you consider, the austerity is taken by Dhruva and Hiranyakashipu. Very starkingly different example, but they both took austerities. Dhruva started eating fallen leaves once in 3 days, and then there's a series, once in 9 days he starts drinking water, and once in 12 days he only breathed once in 12 days. He did all those things, but along with that, there was a blessing of his Guru Narada Muni and also the mantra, and he was praying to the Lord Vishnu. Hiranyakashipu, from the gross comparison, took much bigger austerity than Dhruva. Much bigger austerity, if you look at the physical level. He started chanting and meditating on Brahma, and he stood on one leg to a degree that his flesh, bones, muscles had vanished. He had adopted and got into a method where he was able to control the prana within his bones. Only the skull was remaining when Brahma got there. That too not on his own. The Devatas went and complained, saying that look at his austerity, the heat is all disturbing us. But the comparison, when Brahma came and asked Hiranyakashipu what he wants, he tried to be the biggest lawyer, and he said, I want this condition so that I don't die. The ultimate objective of going to Brahma was sense gratification. Whereas by chanting of the holy names of the Lord Vishnu, by listening to the Guru, 6 months of austerity of Dhruva had actually purified his thoughts. Both Hiranyakashipu and Dhruva wanted a kingdom bigger than Brahma. Same comparison. But Dhruva's intention was purified. Hiranyakashipu's intention was not purified. So, taking austerity is not the only thing. It should be taken in the right direction. So, in this verse, we get to know that one has to give up discovering the faultiness of desiring to lord it over Therefore, giving it up. Discovering is stage 1, giving it up is stage 2. Discovering is theoretical, giving it up is a matter of process. We have to give up stage by stage. First is gross sense gratification and the subtle sense gratification. Subtle sense gratification happens in the mind. We might do the same activity, but the mind might be encouraging us to do that activity because, hey, why don't you go to Guru Puja and get 2 chandan dots on this? People will get to know that you went to Guru Puja, man. If at all the jiva has got this thought, it is subtle sense gratification. If we go to some kind of a yatra and take the big austerity of traveling 23 kilometers around one big hill, why did I do? Because I did it. I want to show it on my iWatch, I watched 23 kilometers that day. Many activities which we do will be within a group which is for our own good. But if we do it for showing it to somebody else, then we lost the battle. We lost the battle. At least we have to realize it in our own mind. That we realize it, that we are doing it for this or that. We are very clear. We sometimes don't even want to look into our own heart. We sometimes don't even want to look into our own heart because we know what is there inside. It is said that there is always a battle between mind and the intelligence. It could happen. It could happen in many activities. Mind and intelligence keeps saying, for example, if you are cleaning something, like in the altar or somewhere else, cleaning something, we know that it should be cleaned properly. But some small flower piece, petal, stuck to the wall, struck to the floor. We are wiping. We wiped, we went to the next stage, we know that the petal is sticking over there. The mind says, Arey, you finished it, go forward. You finished it. You go forward. Nobody is going to see. Anyways, there is this aparadha mantra is there. Ajñānād athava jñānād. There, no? Ajñānād athava jñānād. I know it is there. I did not clean it properly, but it is allowed, my friend. So the mind says, go forward. The intelligence says, no, it is wrong. Krishna is saying. Who wins that day? It's every day's battle. It's every day's battle. Who wins always is whom we feed. Do we feed the intelligence with the Shastric knowledge, with our conviction toward Guru's words, with the conviction to Prabhupada's teachings? Do we always do what is right and not what is comfortable? Do we always take the side of what is eternally good for me, not what is immediately good for me? These are all stages. We go into stages. And few days we are good. We are going towards our intelligence and say, Shastra mein bola hai, that's Shastras. I am not liking it, but even then I will do it. Seva are 3 types. All of us know. That which I really like to do makes me happy. As a servant, it makes me happy. I like to go to the temple, I like to attend Mangalarti, I like to see the Lord. Fine. All those things, seva we do. Second type of seva is what the group or the organization wants us to do. Could be in a brahmachari ashram, could be in a yatra, could be in a group, could be in a place, could be in an office. Somebody, some senior who is there in the position wants you to do a seva. That is the second kind of seva which helps us grow. Third is that seva which I don't like to do, but which purifies me. All 3 kinds of seva we should do. All 3 kinds of seva is there. That seva, the more and more we do, which we don't like, but we purifies us, and we do it with a consciousness that I am just the servant. Prabhupada brings up this point. Being the servant of the Lord is the highest position one can achieve. Unlike the impersonalists who feel that merging into the Lord gives me the respite. Because here Prabhupada is quoting that impersonalists want to merge into the Lord. Why? Because I don't want to maintain my intelligence and my responsibility towards anybody. If I merge, अरे मैं तो ISKCON का devotee है, merge हो गया ISKCON में. We can't. The moment we step on the road with the kanti and the shika and the dhoti, we are representatives of ISKCON. Our actions have a bearing on our institution. Anybody who is outside might be judging Prabhupada's purity because of our actions. What did your Swami Maharaj do? Created useless devotees. Possible. Oh, so many people fell down. Possible. So, people might judge the past, people might judge the present, people might estimate the future of ISKCON based on the actions of one incapable soul to do Tivra Bhakti. One soul incapable of doing Tivra Bhakti is becoming the brand of somebody else to judge and for others to join or not to join. Preaching is not always with words. 90% of the preaching happens with action. How strict are we? How strict are we on the principles? How easy are we on new devotees? How beautifully we conduct ourselves with newcomers, with pilgrims. All this is part of giving up the attitude of sense gratification. Many a times devotees I see are waiting to give an instruction to a newcomer. Waiting. Don't do that. Put your pallu. Good. But the best method is to go through the proper channel. Because most of the times the instructions are not taken properly by a newcomer and he goes away from the path of Krishna consciousness because the instruction, though right, was not given in the right mood or the right method. And you are not the right person to give that instruction. Authority is always given, not taken. If somebody thinks that you are his guru, you can give instruction. If you don't know him, you can always request. Or you can show something in a very nice way. Sir, the rules is like this. Can you kindly follow? So all aspects of our interaction with other devotees, we have to keep on introspecting whether we are doing it for our sense gratification or for the purification of the other person. There's so many things. When stage by stage we realize that, oh, till yesterday I was doing this because of my sense gratification. I was thinking that this activity was good for the organization. But no, now I know that I was doing it for show. Not like the politician's show, but a devotee's show. Devotee show means it is not so bad. We might still be inspiring people by doing things which are good in public. But within our mind we should see and realize what are we doing this for? And that becomes our point of improvement for the future. Slowly but surely, when you go from one stage to another, we get to know that, okay, I was doing this in the past, now I don't, now I know that bhukta-bhogā yajna-tapasam is Krishna. Oh, Krishna is the one who's giving me this facility. Wow. He's so good that he gives me the freedom and free will. I'm not even giving it to others. So that free will he doesn't meddle with. We slowly, when we realize that it doesn't meddle with my free will, that is when we can wholeheartedly surrender possibly. We are always thinking that we are always under control of somebody, some other rules, regulation. So when I was thinking, I realized that our association really matters for our improvement, if at all we want to go in that direction. If we keep associating with those devotees who are having the same kind of attitude like us, then we cannot reach the higher stage. Almost impossible. Of course, our association with Prabhupada is there. Just a small anecdote, I just realized it when I was traveling. I was in Sri Lanka a few days ago. I saw one poster of a drama. It was written in Sri Lankan, Sinhalese. Like how when people come to South India, they see all language written is all like one jalebi. They can't make sense out of it. For me, it was like a jalebi, because I did not know what is Sri Lankan language. I could understand it's a drama. And by the way in which the characters were portraying themselves, or they were posing, I could understand it was a comedy drama. Nothing more I could understand. A person next to me who was Sri Lankan was looking at the poster and he was smiling. I realized, oh, this fellow can actually make sense of what is written over there. And probably the name is something funny. If there was a person who has actually seen the drama, he would have better memories of the drama or better realization from the drama. Oh, this character speaks like this. This character is so funny. He acted like this. Better than the person who has seen the drama is a person who has acted in the drama. He'll say, oh, this is the name of the drama. This drama is so wonderful. We rehearsed like this. During the rehearsal, this happened. That fellow came late. Oh, this scene was supposed to be done like this. We did it like this. Better than all of them is the director who has directed the drama. He said, oh, this is the objective of my drama. This is what I wanted to show. Similarly, dear devotees, the same Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the same pastime of the Lord, when seen by somebody who doesn't know the pastime, have only this much realization. This much only. What text can give us? But a person who has actually relished it by being in that particular pastime, or person who has realized Radha and Krishna within them, how much of rasa can they give? How much of rasa can they share? And by associating with them, we can get the same experience, second hand, but the experience is the same. When we read a novel, if it is a horror novel, for example, when I was in 8th standard, I read a horror novel called Amityville Horror. Very young, I shouldn't have read it. When I read that horror, I could not go towards a dark washroom for 3 days. So reading and being in that position is almost the same. Similarly, getting the experience out of an experienced devotee next to us by taking his association, by taking his reminiscence, is so beautiful for us if we are not able to do it on our own. Ultimately, Krishna, the director of this entire drama, can give us so much. By associating with Krishna through the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, dancing on our tongue, by purifying ourselves, what kind of bliss can we achieve? Stages. So, by discovering the faultiness of material desires, desiring to lord it over, if we give it up, then we can be in a position which is very, very good for us for devotional service. We can stop here, and probably many senior devotees are here. Some questions could be there and some realizations could be shared. Nityachandi, my Prabhu, okay, Prabhu and
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for your class. Very inspiring. You stressed a few points which is, I think we should elaborate on that. It's like illicit speech. I would call it illicit speech. Illicit activities, we know, it's easy but forbid. But sometimes we like to enjoy it through illicit speech. Devotees giving so many details in the Bhagavatam class, and you feel as a brahmachari, what am I doing here? Like I, before I came to Krishna consciousness, didn't even know what was ganja. I lived in a city where these activities didn't happen. Actually, I learned it in ISKCON. Connecting it to what the Shastras say, there are Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic scriptures. And in the Skanda Puran, Lord Shiva is instructing his son, Skanda, that you should read only the Sattvic portions. Sattvic Purana you can read, but if you read the Rajasic and Tamasic, it will lead to Niraya. He uses the word Niraya, which means going to hell. So we should be very cautious about not giving too much details, because otherwise we're using the hearers as a dustbin, a trash bin for our own, whatever we have in our heart, like that. So I liked your class very much. You were very careful about that. And also, this verse is explaining a very mystical verse from the 2nd chapter of the 1st canto. Bhidyate hridaya grantis, chityante sarvasanchaya, kshiyante chasa karmani, dṛṣṭa eva atman īśvare. How is the soul the master? Maybe you can a little bit clarify that a little bit more.
That's a separate class. I'm not sure, because we have 7 minutes to go. But soul being the master, we theoretically know it, that we have the senses. There is a sense object, there is senses, and then there is mind, and there is intelligence, and then there is a soul. In this direction there should be control, but ultimately in a conditioned state it is the other way around, where the sense objects are controlling the senses are controlling the mind is controlling the intelligence is conniving or even scheming on how to use the senses for sense gratification. This is the conditioned state. So you know it very well. Thanks for the question, but unfortunately elaborating on this will become an entire class by itself. But thank you for bringing up this point. Everybody could probably look it up and then probably realize a little more on this. But the aspect of the soul being the master is that the soul should always control. The chariot driver has the reins, the horses are controlled by the reins, and the horses are going in different directions, and the ratha has to go in that direction where the soul or the chariot driver is taking the ratha, rather than what the horses want.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So the question was like, Lord says that through the mouth of Brahmana I eat. So you are telling like for the devotees also, they eat prasadam and they have a type of attachment. So what should the attitude? Now we can eat on the behalf of Krishna. So that
eat behalf of Krishna.
Yeah, Lord Himself is telling, right? In Sanskrit, yes. Lord, Brahmanas, through Brahmana's mouth I eat. Could you elaborate upon it, please?
I would say we should go by the definition of a Brahmana. Okay. So by the definition of Brahmana, hand on heart, how many of us please raise a hand who are Brahmanas here, sitting here? So probably you can feed these two people and Krishna will eat. Okay, so see, the definition of Brahmana is there, but the person who is eating knows. See, the body tells. There is something called a burp. That is a physical indication that the stomach is full. Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Swami Maharaj jokes that we all know that we should have only 50% of our stomach filled with prasadam, 25% with air, and the rest 25% with halwa, he says. So no, I mean water and then air. That is what it should be. So, but as soon as 50% of your stomach is full, there is a burp. One should stop. But if I've recently given up all my other sense gratification, let me eat. No, that's okay. So it depends on the stage, Prabhu. This rule cannot be applied as en masse. All brahmacharis should not eat ghee. Not possible. Some brahmacharis want it. They have to put some muscle. Okay, and some brahmacharis need it as medicine. Okay, but if at all, the Prabhupada says that if somebody takes hot milk, it becomes brain tissue. Hot milk. But if it is warm milk, it becomes semen. So we have to know and then decide on what to do with it. So there are directions which is given in the Shastra. The details can only be got by seniors who can guide us. That is why the Shiksha Gurus are very, very important, who are holding our hand and guiding us on details of it. Our job is to only find a Shiksha Guru who is very true to his Guru, who is true to his Guru, and who is true to his Guru, like that. We just have to find that. Very simple job. But for this simple job, we have to understand what Prabhupada has written in the Purport to find who is our proper Shiksha Guru. Most of the times it is the mercy of the Lord and also our effort. But if you pray to the Lord, please give me a person who can help me, the Lord is really, really kind. He'll definitely send you the person. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavrutam anukulena krishnanushilanam bhaktiruttam. So anyabhilashita, if you don't have any other desires and you desire only for some guidance, that guidance will definitely come to us. So this is a question of detail which you asked for, and also the Prabhu's question is also on more of details. But it cannot be answered as one stroke. It is different stroke for different folks. Different stroke for different folks.
Thank you, Hare Krishna, for your class. So in this verse, in the slok, one word is there, īśvarasya. That means independent. Sri Krishna is independent, Sadhin and Swarat.
Yeah.
So you gave so many example. I think you missed one example related.
Please, please.
After 2 days, we are going to celebrate Independence Day, 15th August. So Ghar Ghar Tiranga.
Yeah.
So actually we are bound by Tiranga, triple misery,
Yes.
Trigunas.
Yes.
So you please give some message to the viewers of outsider.
We have independence. I read somewhere, independence is not given, independence is taken. Okay, independence is taken, it seems. From whom? From the person who was making you do things which you're not supposed to do. What is independence? If there before independence also, there were many people who were happy with the British rule. I'm just coming to that India part of it which you raised. In the British rule also, there were many so-called Indians who were very happy under the British rule. There were many examples like that. They were actually with them, having parties and things like that. So what does it mean? That they did not want independence from British. They just wanted to continue with their lifestyle. What is it that the mass wanted is, they did not want to do what you are saying. I want to do what I want to do. That is independence. So if that is the definition of independence, then we have to get independence from the three modes of material nature which is holding us. Three modes of material nature, in that if you get away from the ignorance and passions effects, life is very, 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 very peaceful. Shastra says, and we have read, that we have to also get away from sattva. Wait, it's okay. Let us be in sattva for a while. Let us develop devotee qualities, and then naturally sattva will leave us. So we have to endeavor to inculcate sattvic sattva. So material nature, among the three, one is better for us, two is very bad. We have to get independence from rajas and tamas. If we endeavor to do that, the biggest of the rajas inducer for our life is the monster in our pocket. What Sachinandan Maharaj says, the phones are monsters in our pockets. The monster starts biting your pocket once in 5 minutes. Have you realized? There is no notification. You are habituated to take the phone out and check for messages. Habituated means you are not independent. Try detoxing yourself from smartphone for 7 days. I saw one of my cousins who was saying, if I detach myself for 7 days, I said, did you go for Vipassana? He said, no, you will meet me in my graveyard. I can't live without my phone for 7 days. That is the attitude. So try detoxing ourselves from smartphones, because smartphones are thinking that they are smart and they are using us. We are supposed to be smarter and use the phone and not get used. So the point is, the biggest of the rajasic inducers in our life is our phone and our what we see, what we hear, what we interact with, will definitely have an impact on you. While doing dhoop somewhere, I realized that I am thinking of one Bollywood actor. I got confused. Why am I thinking of this guy when I am doing dhoop? Then I realized, in my house there is one dhoop which my friend gifted. On that dhoop, this fellow's picture is there. Whenever I open the drawer to remove the dhoop, I can see his face. Subconsciously, dhoop and that guy has got immersed in my mind. Subconsciously, picture of a Bollywood actor has immersed in me, and then once in a while I get that person's mind and face while doing dhoop, while personally being associated by doing service. What about wantonly going and watching videos? What about that? We are preparing an entire wonderful Russian cake, 7-layered cake with best of the ingredients. Full day we are trying to do good devotional activity and adding 2 grams of dog poop into it. Who will eat that cake? Even 2 grams of unwanted item into a cake is not offerable. Is not offerable. Right? So, while we are doing activities which are purely devotional, we have to go and reflect on our own time. When we are free, what is it that we do? A full day of service. Just before going to bed, let me see some scrolls. If that is the attitude, we have to stop there. If that is the attitude. If that is not the attitude, if you are thinking that I will read Krishna book, congratulations, you are on the right path. But if at all that attitude is there to waste time while we are alone, be it alone physically or be it alone mentally. You know, when you are in a public place, you are alone mentally. You might not be as well physically. You are there on your phone. If you are alone physically also, that is also a different danger. So we have to reflect on that. I think it is time. We don't want to go further on this. Thank you very much for your time, patience and listening. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki